there, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a lovely day. For today's video I'm going to be filming my advice for staying positive and motivated in school. Before I get on to that, I just want to say that the lighting is a bit bad because the sun is out of full blast and I'm trying my best to shade it but still have good lighting at the same time. Yeah. And also I have my notes on my laptop because if you've watched my videos before, you may know that I ramble and I ramble and I ramble. So in order to keep me kind of on track, I have my notes written down. Also, if you haven't seen my face before, or if you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and join the family. And with that said, let's get straight into the video. So, my first tip is remember why you're there and what you'd like to achieve with your life and what you'd like to do after school. So I know that when you're in school, when you've done the first year and the second year, it starts to get really boring because it starts to get tougher and you begin to get more unmotivated and more sick of it. So my advice is to try and remember what you'd like to do after school. If you want to be a nurse or a doctor or an accountant or a teacher, anything of what you'd like to be, just remember that and stay positive about the subjects that you need to do in order to be good at that, in order to get to that subject. So for example, if you want to do teaching, like in Ireland anyway, you're going to need Irish, maths and stuff. So try your best with those subjects and do the best that you can. And if you ever feel unmotivated, think about how happy you'll feel when you graduate and think of the job that you'll be doing. So that hopefully that you would like the job. Now my second tip is think of the jobs you'd see yourself doing and think of the skills and subjects you need to get that job. So again, that's kind of like my first tip. So write down a list of the jobs that you think that you'd be good at, and then write down the subjects you need with those jobs. And if you need help with that, I'm sure your guidance counsellor or someone will help you with that. And just kind of motivate yourself that way as well. I know that I want to be, actually I don't know what I want to be yet, but I've written down potential jobs and I get excited seeing them, so I've been trying to motivate myself that way. Just remember that you've only got X amount of years left. So when you start secondary school or whatever, college, it's so hard because you're like, okay, I've done 3 years, I've only got 3 years left or 2 years depending, and then you've got college. But just remember that if you've gone through the first 4 years, the first 5 years, or the first 2 years, that you've done that already, and even though you thought that was going to be hard, you still managed to get through it. So just remember that you've only got a couple of years left, and just think of how happy you'll be when you graduate. That's what I'd say. Just remember that being educated and having a degree is how you get a job and how you can provide for yourself in the future. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't want to do my homework. Oh, I'm not going to study. But then I forget that I'm going to need that for when I get a job. So I don't really have to study now because I'm in transition year. But when I'm in 5th year and 6th year, I'm going to get really lazy and I'm going to try and motivate myself, even though that's going to be difficult. So just remember that the job that you want, you need school and you need your subjects to get that job. So being optimistic, don't focus on the negative. Don't focus on the negative. If you're finding some subjects difficult, don't get yourself down over them and get help and you will feel better about school. So I find maths, Irish, French, what else do I find difficult? Maths, Irish and French basically really, really difficult. And for my junior cert when I was doing my exams, I'd get really upset about them and I'd make myself feel like absolute crap. So what I would say is if you're struggling, don't feel ashamed to get help because getting help is the first step in getting better at the subject. So I actually told one of my teachers for the subjects that I was finding it difficult and she helped me. So don't be ashamed, get the extra help that you need and work hard at it. Sorry, there's something in my mouth. Work hard at it, and once you start to see yourself doing better, you will immediately feel more positive about yourself. Don't get yourself down over getting like a D in a subject or failing a subject. Just be like, okay, you know what, that's gonna happen at some point, but work yourself up and do better in the next test. My next tip is work hard in the subjects you're good at and you will feel better. So for example, I like English and history, and whenever I felt crap about a subject, I'd revise those two subjects, and whenever we had a test on it and I do like pretty okay in them, I'd feel really happy and it immediately boosted my positivity and made me feel that little bit more motivated. Don't forget to reward yourself. If you've done good in an exam or surprise yourself, give yourself a treat. This is really, really important. If you've done good in a test that you thought you'd do really bad in, give yourself a treat. If it's like buying makeup, or if it's buying yourself something that you'd like, or going somewhere, give yourself that little treat, because again, you deserve treats if you're doing good and better than expected. Don't give up. Now, this is my favorite quote. Some quit due to slow progress, never grasping the fact that slow progress is still progress. I'm one of those people who gets really frustrated at myself if I'm doing kind of bad in a subject and I find that subject difficult. I tend to try and give up. But at the end of the day, even if you're doing slow progress, you're still getting there and you're still trying, and that's what counts. So those are all the tips that I have. I hope these helped in some way. If they did, I'm really happy. And if you've got any tips yourself, leave them in the comments and they could help somebody. Just don't give up. I know school is a place that, it's kind of hard to get up to go to, and it's just, sometimes it's very difficult. But just do the best that you can, and that's all that you're asked to do. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. Join the family. And again, leave any comments below and I will answer them if you've any if you've any questions. And yeah, my schedule for YouTube is a little bit all over the place. I don't know what days I'm uploading on, but I kind of felt like uploading today, and so I did. And yeah, I will see you hopefully Saturday with the Never Have I Ever. I know I've been promising this for so long, but just things keep coming up whenever I want to do it, and it's really irritating me. But hopefully it will be up soon. Hope you have a lovely week, and I will see you soon. Bye!